But yeah, so I'm not bringing over any, like, I've got stoves and all that type of stuff, ladies and gents, but all I've been seeing all over the media is woods and you know, camping sites being set on fire by, you know, barbecues and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going very safe today. Done my risk assessment and brought up my old gas cooker. But I'll give you a little bit of a look at that. But I'm proper loving that as for a gas cooker. And on that water is just boiling, and Mr. Baldrick is trying to bite all the midges. So yeah, if I'm doing anything interesting, I'll bring you back to film. There you see Mr. Baldrick. We can see the pencil sharpen a bit. we have got a few mozzies here and that. Don't know why, mate, because we ain't got a water source here. Manky water source normally attracts them. But Baldrick, yeah, there we go. He's proper trying to get them.
They've got him as well. They've got a few bumps in the back.
He always gets the little hives, mate. They disappear. Yeah. Well, in the summer he does, anyway. Baldy. You alright, Dad? You alright? You come in the woods with the boys, don't you? Oh, I love that. It's my best thing. It's my best thing. I see Paul, and I'm going in the woods. Because we're doing the most important thing of the... Got a bronzer. We're going to sit. We're going to chill. That's it, mate. I've got a couple of bits I want to show. I've made... well, I'll let you see it later on this. I've made a survival shelter. I'm going to call it the I'm going to call it the Cummings shelter, because it was survival situations. Yeah, I'll show you that. Yeah, my Cummings shelter. But all I've done is make a light little weight shelter with two sides to it. Very easy, very easily doable. If you keep something simple, it'll work, and it's can be rigged in many different configurations, and yeah, it'll get you by. Yeah, ladies, it says it's the old gas stove I got. It does take the cartridge ones, so it's a lot cheaper. You get the cartridge ones for about £1, and they got the same amount of like gas in as the standard or traditional ones. You normally get them in a pack of 4 for about £5. But also that has, it's a bit heavy, but see the silver bit at the top, that just generates, and you can charge up your phone from that. I didn't really buy it for that function, but that function is there. I think it's called a Teg stove or whatever. Go Outdoors cost me 40 quid. Apparently it was on that Dragon's Den. Yeah, that's the one. And it was retailing elsewhere for 100 quid, so I thought I'd have that. A bit heavier than normal, but like I say, it has got a hell of a flame on it. I mean, it didn't take 2 minutes to get that brew going, mate, did it?
Yeah. When I used it to cook with last time, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
The lowest setting, it was still too hot.
Yeah. So it's a cracking little stove, and it will take from everything from a big Dutch oven all the way down to the little pots as you got there and that, ladies and gents. But there again, I'm liking my old little backpack that I can just pull off the back of the Bergen, because you know I keep all me you know, get to kit, my brew kits and all that in there, and just makes it all a lot easier doable. And I've still got Mr. Baldrick. What you doing, Baldy? Says I'm getting them, Dad. I'll get them. They think they can bite me. I'm the staffy. I'm the one that does the biting. Baldrick. But yeah, so I put that in there because I can get lazy. I could just sit in the sun here and go to sleep, mate. But we'll get that shelter up and have a little play with it. It's alright making these things, and then you've done it 2 weeks ago, but then you forget about it and that, and then you think, well, what was the point of doing that? But there he is, Mr. Baldy. I don't think he gets any of them, but I don't want him getting sick on me or nothing. Baldy, what you doing? But it's just lovely. Right, ladies and gents, the old Bergen. I meant to do a big old film on it, but I think it's past all that now. I just kind of made it so can't really do much to a Bergen. There's a couple of features I've not seen on a Bergen before, so I probably could lay a claim to fame on that, but it's a Bergen. It's quite a big Bergen, but it's very, everybody that's had it on said with the weight in it, it's very, very comfortable, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, the side pouches, obviously, and I built these just how I want them. And again, you can have your roll mats down there if you want. Hello, Mr. Baldrick. Mr. Baldrick wants to get in. And again, there's my silky saw pouch underneath that. It's dead easy. I just sewed the zips on, and I've sewed the zips on there. So it gives me modularity. I can take what I want on and off. It hasn't got my silky saw in there. Hang on, Baldy. But when it has, ladies and gents, I can take it, bit of paracord on there, and I can go away, process the wood, stick it in there, bring it over my shoulder just to bring it back and give you both hands free. But again, I've seen anybody do that. That's where that is. But yeah, inside of these, obviously, again, actually still got some loose bits of cotton on that. Two little things, so I could carry this as over the shoulder if I wanted. I like the old roll top, just keeping it simple. It works. There's no need to put all the zips in and all that type of stuff. Inside this one, it's got the shelter pouch, which just happens to have my Cummings shelter in, because you can get away with anything with this shelter. It'll cover all different things, and you know, you still keep your job after. And there's a couple of the sides, and you know, there's plenty of room in there. So any shelter I've got, I can decant a tent, the tarp systems, and all of that into there and carry it on the Bergen. There we see, there's the waterproof cover for the kit that's inside it as well. So I can just unzip that, go away and take it and do me shelter and set up. And also inside your basher and that as well, you've got a very nice bag there. Put all your bits in, and simply do that. And if you imagine on any Bergen, the side straps, the two straps that come up and do your lid, you just push them through there. So I can attach this to any Bergen on the planet just by putting the strap through there, ladies and gents. Squared off bottom, dead easy to do. Yeah, and Bob's your uncle. Probably one of the easiest pouches to make, and you know, I just went down that route because it gives me, I can scrunch it all the way down if I want it smaller or bigger. And there's just my ground mats in there. Like I say, it's got a big capacity. The whole Bergen's like an air support Bergen, if you know what that is. It was, I didn't have a pattern for it. I just went and started making it, and that's how it turned out in the end. But yeah, so I'm going to get me Cummings shelter up. Yeah, that will see you through all eventualities, that one. And you don't get a P45. Right, anyway, I'll bring you back once I've set that shelter up. Right, ladies and gents, here we see the top of the Bergen. I've got to modify this a little bit. I had no plans or anything like this with this Bergen. Just made it out how I wanted it. But as you can see here, you can have a roll mat across the top. See the pouch I've just seen? That can be literally zipped on here. Any military side pouch can be zipped on. I can have straps going through there to put another pouch on there if I needed to, just to give me more carrying capacity. I don't think you need it with this Bergen, but anyway, that was the original thought. And I've got some really lovely molly pouches. Rather than make a top pouch and it was just fixed there, I mean, if you had like a pouch on the top there, and it's got all your lights in it, all your battery packs, and you know, your washing and shaving kit and that type of stuff, you just unzip it and take it straight and put it in your tent. And I just thought, you know, make it so it's modular and not that difficult to do. Obviously it's removable, so I can put the lid will go up and down, ladies and gents. But what I wanted to do, and it was just while I was doing it, was have this pouch literally on the front. There's the buckles. Now, I've since found out that these buckles are going to need to be sewn on there, because that flaps down too much. But I do like that flap, because inside there, let's have a little look. There's a burst field dressing, my fire kit, all my possibles pouch there, and my water filtration kit. It's all in there. Fits in there dead nicely, and like I say, that done there, but literally it should have, a normal Bergen would probably have finished there. So these straps will be, next time you see this, sewn under here, and that will literally go down and flap over the bottom patch. Now my shoulder bag, as you've all seen, it will just velcro onto there, and I can zip a pouch on there as well. So I've just given myself the maximum possible variations on how I want to fix up this Bergen for the day. I can do like you know, a forever bag really, because it is quite big. I've had to actually put stuff in this just so it takes the shape and the form, because it's so big. I'd say it's about 140 litres to be honest. And again, I've got all my warm kit in there and a small jungle sleeping bag in there, just that alone. I don't think I've showed you the top, so I've got a again, no reason why I can't put another strip of webbing on there so I can attach things to the top of the pack if needed. Your normal drawstring cord, snow lock, and inside here, I don't show you. Now this is Gore-Tex material from a British Army unused bivvy bag. Mark, you give me some bivvy bags. They cut them about a bit, you know, because they were surplus like. So he said, well, I think we had a dibble on something or whatever, but it made me a gift of them anyway. So my actual snow lock is Gore-Tex, and I've done it rather than do another one, because it has got a floating lid. I've just done it roll down, and it pops in. So that's how that's sorted in there, ladies and gents, and I'm very happy with that. I actually quite like them. The sun's just gone in there. The difference in shades in that as well. But that's the front of the Bergen, and I like the fact that once you get there, you just pop a couple of straps and your haversack comes off, because normally I keep all my brew kit and my food and my the things I'm instantly going to want, like my chair and stuff like that in there, ladies and gents. And that pouch is exactly the same as the one you've just seen. I've got complete warm kit in there, complete softies and a jungle sleeping bag, just hoofing kit in this, just to get it filled up. And here we see at the back of that, ladies and gents, that zips off as well, and these two will zip together if I want them to as well, so I can make this into a little bit of a backpack. There's my little Moira axe. It'll take, there's an axe sleeve down the side there. So, and again, we're just doing a quick show. Like I say, I'm loving these. Go wider. Everybody said, Ed, you're right. Go wider rather than thicker to spread that weight. Tensioning straps, nylon, and I made myself the belt. I'm glad I did just hang fire for a bit and do a belt, because that just pushes through the sleeve there. There's a bit of Velcro on the inside, and that can come out, and I could actually decant that and use that as a belt once you're in your base camp and that, ladies and gents. What I did do, and I do like, these are proper military grade buckles. If you need to get a Bergen off because you're caught up, again, I like them ones rather than the ladder locks. Yeah, right, so I think that's just a quickie look at the old backpack, which has gained a lot of interest, I must admit. But yeah, so what did you, Matt Tortwood, what did you do during the 2020 lockdown? Well, I just built a Bergen. Why'd you do that? Because the wife banned me from buying any more. What's the bloke supposed to do? It's always been on my tick list to do, and I believe now, don't have a tick list, get it done, whatever it is. Don't say for a rainy day. It was raining yesterday. Crack on and get it done. So apart from it being a little bit big, very comfortable. I'm very happy with that. There is a few mods you've got to do, because ladies and gents, when I first started out, I had no idea this is how it would end up. What I tried to do there was give myself as many variations. It's very modular. I can add or take away, because when you see these straps at the side, these ones here, if you ain't got the side patches on it, you can use that to actually cinch it down so it goes thinner, so it can become a day pack as well, ladies and gents. But only one thing, as I say, if you imagine the clips to close the lid should be about there, so I'm just going to put them on the underneath. And on that, that's the only mod I'm going to do on that. Everything else I'm just kind of happy with. Like I say, David, he'll soon tell you that he's my technical advisor. I know Des has seen it, and Des would probably rip it to, you know, you want people to give you a nice, but they say, well, it looks a bit big head like, you know what I mean? But once they get it on, very comfortable. I haven't carried it for like 55. I haven't been up and down Penny Fan with it, but then I've been there, done that when I was a lot younger. But anyway, yeah, no. So that's the Bergen, ladies and gents. And I'm quite happy with it, I must admit. I do think the colour's nice and that as well. A lot of people have remarked on that. Here's the scoop, here's the skinny. I'm going to be making another one, but this one will be like a dedicated just out in the woods day pack. I'm still going to give it modular, but it's going to be sort of day pack size. If you think Ray Mears leaf cutter size, most people know what that is. Oh my god, he's mentioned Ray Mears, the Ray Mears god. But that sort of size. I'm not even sure if I want to zip off pouches and so forth, because it's very rare that I've used them. But and I'm going to do it in a nice bushcraft brown. I offered that up to WBO Dave. I said, what colours? Green, brown. He went, nobody else on the planet has got a brown Bergen head. Do it in brown. So that's he's called out that, because that was something I was just ticking about with. What colour should I do the Bergen in? Yeah, and I've already made a start on that. Right, I'll get my shelter up. My Cummings shelter. Right, troops, like I say, there's a piece of Cadora Island material. I sold it up so you can slip a pole in there. Just makes it easier. I've got 3 along the front, obviously none along the back because they're not needed. It's got the normal tabs like you'd have on any tarp that you'd make. I sewed these on, and yes, I can get a pole up in there. It makes it really, really stable. I know you can fiddle about with some, you know, some paracord here and that, but if you're building something, you build it how you want it. So I can have that side lifted up and permanently out of the way, and done in a fairly you know, orderly manner, rather than just improvising stuff. So I just sewed a little tab on there, and as we can see, it's just a tube. As we walk along the front, ooh, I've done one in the middle, so if the weather's more inclement, I can have a pole under there, and then that side going down at an angle, and that side going down at an angle. But I thought, if I'm doing it, because when you're building stuff, you make it how you want it. And here we see one at the other side. Well, it's loads of dead wood, so it weren't too hard just to. I didn't even walk more than 5 metres to get a couple of poles. Got my axe out and just shaped them. And that's how I think every tarp should come, with one side like that. You know, your DDs and all that type of stuff. But as somebody said, it's more money underneath a machine, and they'd probably add about 20 quid to the tarp. So for production purposes, probably not viable to do it. But there is so much room under there, and this material was very, very light. This folds up into the same space as you'd get a military Bergen. And so when I said Bergen, I meant poncho. Obviously the astute amongst you would have realised that. It takes up the same space, and because it hasn't got all the metal bits that you don't really want or need, it's roughly about the same weight. I'll drop the weight in, because when I get home I will actually weigh this, but it goes roughly to the same size as a military poncho. And like I say, we can see the camo on it there. Try and bring it in. It's a nice green and brown, but this material is what they make the camouflage in out of it. Like I say, I got some really, really cheaply. And I had a lot, but this is, I think this is mostly nearly the last of it. But it does make a nice little camouflage. So there's a plenty of shelter on there. Now I'm thinking, inclement weather, I want to close off them sides. Okay, and this is a type of shelter you'd always want to have in, I don't mean at the bottom of your Bergen, but always take it out with you, no matter what's going on, winter, sunshine, you know, wind or whatever, because when that's down in a normal A-frame, it's quite, well, will be as wind resistant as any other tarp, and that all comes down to pegging it out taunt as well. But yeah, I'll go around and show you the back of it. Right, there's the back of it. It's quite really quite an effective camouflage as it goes. It's got nice. Brown's a very underrated camouflage colour as far as I'm concerned. And black is used too much, because there's nothing in nature that is ever black. Shades of grey, yes, but never black. Especially when the sun's hitting that. That's looking really nice. But like I say, it's 150 by 150, and I think it's about 280 or 290. Yeah, I think it was, yeah. So it's just a normal tarp there and that, but like I say, just wanted to put something in on the sides, and I'll get that sorted up and bring it back on that, ladies and gents. But it hasn't cost me a lot. folds up reasonably small for what it is and the coverage it will give you. But I'm liking that. It's like me Cummings survival shelter, yeah. Whatever situation you're in, you will survive. Have I said that before? No. I just put that in there for a gentleman called Will, and he'll know who he is. Right, ladies and gents, here's a little bit close up. You can hear bacon and pancakes cooking in the background there. David Fairs will be sorry you missed this one. That's exactly the same tarp there, like I say. It's a Cummings tarp. Whatever situation you're in, you'll get out of it, you will survive. All I've done there is added some wings to, I'm not going to call them fanny flaps, but wings to either side. It goes up to the top, ladies and gents. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. There's a little loop at the top, and I attach it with a pressure knot to the ridge line. It's 150 long and sort of 150 high, and inside there now, even on a normal day, I've turned it into a bit of a baker tent, a very lightweight baker tent. That I always keep coming back to this style, and if I like to live in there for a while, that'd be great. But you see, when the roof clump was to come down, it would almost make it into an A-frame tent. Sides are completely movable, they weigh very little, but I think they will add so much to you keeping yourself out of any inclement weather, including the rain. You know, along the back there, I haven't pegged every single one down, but there's loads of peg out points down the back, because this side, because I've got the actual pole loops on it, and that was my brother, I think you just squeeze one out. It will always be in this configuration. So again, inclement weather, I close down that flap and you know, close yourself off inside. But that would be, you know, in between there, me too. I'll get a mat and I'll go inside there and show you, because you've got to have a human being in there so you can actually see how big or wide it is. But just for them attaching them flaps, and you can attach them to any tarp that you've got. I've made them out of the same material. I think they add a huge amount to this shelter for very little weight. And I'll get a ground mat in there, because there's all Mr. Baldrick. See, he sees a tent. He's a little parky. He sees a tent. He just goes in it. But again, I'll get a ground mat going there, and just so you can see it. Somebody laying inside it, apart from Mr. Baldrick. You like that tent? You say, oh, I like this tent, Dad. Is that Baldrick's tent? Is this here? Yeah, I love this tent. Yeah. Put something on the ground now, because I've got nettles right on my knob. Bring you back, ladies and gents. There we see my brother cooking up some sausages, bacon in the woods and all that. And you got some pancakes there, Paul, yeah?
Some pancakes, yeah.
Oh, very nice, See, whereas me, I'll just have a Mars bar. Paul will do a big fry up. He's like David. But I'll bring you back to show that's concurrent activity. There we can see from the other side, ladies and gents, yeah, it just probably gives you an idea of how wide this is, because it's 150, and that's wider than most tents. Obviously, got the thing in there, I could just peg that down. Just showing you it for the moment. Slanted inwards, that gives you variation on how high you want to have your ridge line, and for me, that's proper, that is rocking it. Very simple to do. And I think, as I said before, I think that adds to me Cummings shelter, because whatever situation you're in, this will help you. You will survive. Right. So I think the next thing I'll do is have something to eat. Right. So, ladies and gents, I've bunged a bit of a ground mat under there. The only way you can do is just the sides on it. And inside it. And of course, I'm joined by my main man, Mr. Baldrick. He loves in his tent. That's who it belongs to. But you'll see now, I'm particularly anything coming in from the sides, ladies and gents, will not get me. It's coming down at an angle, and if you imagine, there's a ridge line. So the front of the top, which is up, so you can see what's what, coming down, that is going to be able to give me a lot of shelter from the elements, which I think is vital. You know, the rain, the cold, and especially the wind, because, you know, wind will take you out quicker than a lot of things. I mean, you can be cold and still get by, but the wind will just sap all your body heat. So here we see me and my main man, and for the simple addition of the two sides, and putting a few things, pole connectors at the top there. It's a very, very simple, very cheap Baker style tent. And the thing is with this one, I will carry it anywhere and everywhere. Folds up pretty small. What it weighs, you know, I don't know, because it wasn't an issue for me, but somebody will want to know. So when I get home, I'll just, obviously on the screen in text, I'll put how heavy it is, the whole lot, including the sides. But again, the sides I could use with any type. I could put it on a 4x4, 3x3. I say this is 3 by about 290, and as you can see in here now, it just gives me a nice living space. I might put a pull out on there, because again, bringing it all out and getting in it, putting it up and looking at your angles and so forth, I might put a middle pull out on there, but that's just because it's touching me. But saying that, I could have pegged it out a bit better, to be honest. And you should do if you're going to show people, so my bad. But you alright, Mr. Baldrick? It's bacon over there, sir. It's bacon, and you can get some. But don't tell your mum I'll give you a bacon. I'll get another bollock in. Yeah, if I shuffled down a little bit, I'd have all my burger in here, out of the rain. Sleeping bag, bivvy bag, job done. I'll be happy as a little sandboy. Anywhere you wanted to drop me with this. Obviously, like every other tarp and such structure, if you're in a really windy situation, this is just going to act like a sail, and there's not much design wise I can get over that, apart from obviously I would drop the side, the front, and obviously it would be with the two sides almost giving me like a, you know, a standard configuration A-frame tent. So I've got no zips, no weight and all that type of stuff. I always like to have floor footprint. Mine's an IPK, and I can fold it under, pin it down on the floor, and it will go with me with any tent. I would never consider building a footprint into a tent like this, because then it just well, takes away your ability to modify it, because it's all sewn in. Bearing in mind, these can go up more, they can be more vertical, or I can pull them in a bit more. There we go, look. There we go. It's just simple, press it knot and a bit of stick off the ground, job done. I've added sides to my tarp. So I'll leave it there, otherwise I'm going to start boring you, and I can see my brother has got bangers and, you know, and bacon and fajitas and stuff like that over here. Baldy, we're going to get some chop.
Right, ladies and gents, yeah. Since the last brought you back, we've probably just sat there all afternoon chatting and that, haven't we? I think we had a little bit of a snooze, didn't we? Yeah. It's easy to do. Lovely day and lovely weather. I think I might have got a nice picture to Mr. Baldrick, because he stood still for about 30 seconds. But yeah, just packing up the old burger now, stick that side patch back on. That's where my shelter kit was. Oh, and we had like a that was a proper fry up, mate, wasn't it? Yeah, you feed me and I'll fall asleep. But had a little mooch around the woods as well, and kind of over in that direction there's a lovely little spot. Might sort of give that a try next time. All you need to do to find it is walk down the actual edge of the forestry line, and it'd be slightly on your left. I had a cracking little day and tested out that little shelter. I reckon that's a good one. That's made it into me rucksack, but that's something you'd always sort of carry anyway. Little tarp or whatever. And Mr. Baldrick, he likes me chair. He's been in my chair a lot, isn't he? He's a little monkey dog. He's a monkey dog. He would just play forever and ever and ever. He wants to play chucky stick there. So you chuck a stick when you're in the forest, Paul, and he'll just come back with any old stick. He thinks you're daft, doesn't he? But anyway, mate, it's been great. I think you needed a bit of a day out, didn't you? Yeah, socially distancing and all that, mate. Absolutely. So we'll do the socially distancing handshake now. It's like that, isn't it? That's the one, mate. Right, ladies and gents, yeah, well, if you watch this for, as always, always appreciate you watching me films and all that. Take care.